Hello everyone, my name is Mi. I'm Vietnamese. I'm a master's student studying career development and management at Coventry University. And today I would like to talk about who, why, and how we should connect on LinkedIn. To begin with, I would like to explain what motivates me to do this presentation, even though I'm in my last semester and I'm so busy with my dissertation. So a few days ago, I shared on LinkedIn about some kinds of people whose very first questions after general greetings are about my marriage status or my family members. Within 4 weeks, I've experienced 3 conversations like that from new LinkedIn connections. There were more before that, but because I already reported and blocked them, so I don't have the record here. So now I will show you the screenshots of the conversations with all the names and profiles pictures are hidden, except for mine. So the first one was on 23rd of May, 2020. This one. This guy's profile said that he's working at United Nations. He's stationed in the Navy base ship. I sensed that this profile was fishy, but I tried to be polite to see how it goes. And only after brief greetings and introduce about ourselves, in which he only cared about where I'm from. His next interest was about my marital status. I ignored this question and just answered the other question, but he still insisted on asking. So I stopped this conversation here, reported, and disconnected with this guy. Because before that, actually, I already met this kind of situation. So, and I already blocked them. And so that's why I can't see our conversation anymore. So I only disconnected with this guy. So our conversation just go to the spam message so I can still capture later, like to show people if someone meet the same problem. Okay, the second one was on the 8th of June 2020. So this guy's top 2 things about me that he cared is where I'm from and my familiar. I also reported and disconnected with this guy. So let's turn to the other two pictures on the right side. So the third one was on 10th of June. So this guy hasn't reached to the marital question yet. His top 2 interests in me were what do I do and where do I live? These are the information that I public on my LinkedIn profile. What's his reason to connect with me on LinkedIn if he doesn't even care about what's written on my profile? I haven't reported and disconnected with him. I decide to continue the conversation, as you can see on the screen, to see how it goes. He hasn't responded me yet. He may not reach the inappropriate questions like the other. But if you were me, are you doubt his motive of connecting with me? This is the very first consequence that both you and I can see from the toxic conversations on LinkedIn. I'm getting impatient and losing my trust in people on LinkedIn. So how do I feel? What do I think? Yes, I feel irritated. I think I'm wasting my time for these people. I'm wasting my trust too. But meanwhile, I feel I have concerns. So I'm using LinkedIn for quite a few years for my personal branding, looking for jobs and reaching out to professionals in my field. I know how LinkedIn is beneficial to me, and I know these kind of people just don't represent the purpose of people using LinkedIn. But what if I were a student trying LinkedIn for the first time and got discouraged because of this experience? I'm sure that I'm not the only one who have experienced and is going to experience this. So how to keep LinkedIn, this convenient professional network, clean and healthy? This is the reason why I decided to do this presentation. I would like to raise the awareness of those who are new to LinkedIn about LinkedIn purpose. I want to help them decide who to connect on LinkedIn and why. And finally, I would like to give some tips for connecting effectively. So this presentation only focuses on who and why. About how is a whole new story. So I will just mention briefly and then we'll refer some good news for you. Due to the pandemic, and so almost the whole world is practicing social distancing. So we have to avoid places where larger groups of people. So the traditional face-to-face networking opportunities are not available. So that's how LinkedIn got a record high level of engagement. The number of members has increased from 675 million to 689 million within just 3 months from January to April 2020. We witnessed a 26% growth in user sessions. These numbers were reported about 1 month ago in Microsoft Q3 2020 performance report. So what does that mean? What does this record level of engagement on LinkedIn mean? It means that we get broader professional communications virtually on LinkedIn. It means that there are more opportunities to find jobs, to find partnerships, learn new professional things for your work. But on the other hand, LinkedIn is becoming a little too casual. Like my 3 examples at the beginning, people post, and besides that, people post overly personal or non-business relevant updates in order to fish for engagement. I feel like they are confused LinkedIn with other social media platforms like Twitter or Facebook. It's a bit too personal. To address this confusion, I would like to recap the definition of LinkedIn and its purpose defined by LinkedIn themselves. So LinkedIn is the world's largest professional network on the internet. So what do people use LinkedIn for? We use LinkedIn to find the right job or internship. We use LinkedIn to connect and strengthen professional relationships. We use LinkedIn to learn the skills that we need to succeed in our career. Who should use and who are using LinkedIn? Anyone looking to navigate their professional life. We are students, we are job seekers, or you may connect to your future employers and business partners. So who to connect with and why? So I would like to introduce 3 basic connection strategies that I found on Google. The original article will be referred to at the end of this presentation. The first strategy is LION. It is the short version of LinkedIn Open Networker. So the people that apply this strategy aim to build the biggest possible network. They just accept invitations from everyone. Actually, this is like the good thing about this is that like you will have a really broad network. But the cons is that when your network has too many connections, you can become the stranger in your own network. So what's the point of connecting and you are still a stranger? But actually, this one is not that bad, really, because like for students, I think when they just have a new profile, so why not just connect to everyone? So you can have like to reach to a certain level to do other stuff on LinkedIn, because as I remember, that LinkedIn like asks you to reach to some level to do some action, to take some actions on LinkedIn. Yeah. And this one actually, recruiters also apply this strategy, as I read on some articles online. Yeah, they use this because like who knows that any kind of connection can give you a new client. Okay, so the second strategy is meet first. So the people that using this strategy only connect with people that they have met or done businesses with. So this strategy is safe because you only connect and interact among people whom you trust, but the cons is that your network might be quite small. So it's up to you. It's up to your preference. About the last strategy, which name is broad and narrow. So actually, this is my favorite one that I am trying to do to use. So this strategy aims to connect broadly, but only within or near the individual's target audience. It means that you may create like a broad but purposeful network. So yeah, it's like you care most about the quality and quantity of your network. A bit balance between the first two strategy. Okay, let's move to the next one. So who are out there on LinkedIn? So you can see on the slide, there are three areas. From the left, blue, in the middle, green, and yellow in my right hand side. I'm playing around with colors a bit. Green is the result if we mix blue and yellow. Let's say our network should include those who know us and know some of our potential target audience. They may also they may connect with people we don't know. Yeah. So actually, we can connect to the people that we don't know, but they interact with our posts, or with people that they may have the same interest in our posts. They like the way we respond and comment in a conversation, that we agree with each other's views. Like someone commented on my post a few days ago. But on LinkedIn, I must say that there are two types of people. One is the kind of people that you should connect. Another one is the ones that you should think twice before connecting or accepting their connection requests. So in blue, the peaceful color, they are your colleagues, your current customers, partners, your potential ones. They might be the recruiters or your future employers. The people from professional bodies and chambers of commerce are also like good one to connect because they are the organizations that connect people with the mutual interest. Yeah, in one aspect or in one industry. Yeah. In yellow area, I love yellow, but it is also the color that we see on warning signposts. They are direct competitors. They are people where there genuinely is no value in connecting. They are people with no photo or an unbelievable good looking with few connections. This one normally are fake profiles or scammers. So I'm gonna analyze the common characteristics of the suspicious cases from the three examples that I mentioned at the beginning. So for those who haven't experienced this, you may listen to me and double check by yourself later. if you experience it later, but I don't hope that you will have to experience this. So for those who have experienced this kind of situation before, please share your thoughts by leaving your comments here. I'm more than happy to discuss and open my mind to new perspectives. So, firstly, the profiles are too good to be true and or too sketchy. So the titles, the ones that had the like kind of irritating conversations with me, managing director, founder, chairman, or like for the first one, he told me that he stationed right here in the Navy-based ship under United Nations in Africa, Nigeria. So the thing is, I'm just a normal like student. I'm a master's student, and before I come back to student life, I'm just like a junior. Like I'm just an officer. So actually, like what do you think if you are just a normal staff and a managing director that you haven't known before connected to you? What do you think? It's kind of too good to be true, really. They don't know you and you don't bring any benefit to them. Why? So when you click on this profile, you may find out that their profile only have one line of information and a profile picture. And to be honest, this kind of profile have the kind of professional picture, but still, it's too good to be true. Okay, for the second point, their questions show that they haven't read your profile. The first thing that we do when we decide to connect to anyone new, right? We want to know about them. And if like we are interested in their career profile, we will connect to them. But no, they haven't read our profile or they don't care about it. So what are these questions? The questions might be, where are you from? What do you do? Where you live? So actually the first question, where are you from? Should it be the first question when you just met someone new that may bring like some benefit in your business? Do you care about where are they from? So this is kind of an offensive question to me, to be honest. What do you do? I have everything about to answer the question, what do I do in my profile? So why do they connect to me when they don't even know my job? And what do I do right now? And where do you live? So why do they have to care? They just need to care about my job and maybe my company and like my previous employers, but where do I live? What? Okay, so besides that, they may jump to the very private questions. They may ask about your family, your kids, your family member, your relationship, or if you married or not. So in my conversations, the questions are, I guess you are married with kids, or what's your family member? And for now, I'll say briefly how to connect effectively. So there are some basics that people may not pay attention to. So as here you can see on the screen, the question is connect or follow on LinkedIn. So if you are connected to someone, you will be able to see each other's shares and updates on your LinkedIn homepages. And you will be able to send messages to each other on LinkedIn. But if you are following someone, it means that you can see and interact with the people's posts and articles on your homepage. The person that you are following won't see your posts, and you may not you may not be able to send private message to them. So normally, actually, in most case, I think that like people prefer to connect to the people that they think may have the mutual interest or may bring them benefits first, and then if like that person like do not accept their request, they may just follow. We may just follow their profile to still see their article, to still their posts. Yeah. So we can still kind of benefit from them, from the knowledge that they share, from the information, from the network that they interact with. So it's your own judgment. So I just mentioned about like sending a connection request, but there might be people that do not like accept your request. So if you want to connect with new people, the top tip is not wasting the 300 character note. The reason why? LinkedIn tells you any single time that you click on the button connect that LinkedIn members are more likely to accept invitations that include a personal note. Confirmed. I prefer, like for someone that I haven't known, I would prefer to see some kind of personalized message, yeah, to show their why they want to connect to me, because I have met this kind of people. I don't want to waste my time for any unnecessary one. So don't be disappointed if someone doesn't accept your connection request. Please respect their preference. They may use any of the strategy that I mentioned before. You can follow them and impress them, persuade them to connect to you by smart comments on their posts. You can still interact with them. So actually, when you want to connect to them, because you want to interact with them, right? So if they do, like, the only difference is that their name doesn't appear as a connection in your network, and you can't send private message to them, but you can still comment on their posts publicly and react to their posts. Yeah, so actually it's good for me. Yeah, so after connecting to someone, what if you change your mind? So in what case might lead you to change your mind? You may find out that there is a little mutual value, and you want to filter the quality of your network. Or you may realize that that profile is a scammer or a fake profile, like I did. So what to do in this situation? First, consider carefully, think twice, because you already connect to a connection and then you remove that connection. It would kind of waste your time, and the whole purpose of LinkedIn is connecting to new people, right? So think twice if they really do not bring any benefit, any mutual interest to your work, to your career. Yeah. And if like you already consider carefully, so you can just disconnect them. For scammer and fake profiles, please report and block them. For me, like after a while, I think I will block the conversations that I mentioned at the beginning, yeah, for now, just keep it. So like anyone, if anyone interested in that problem, I would just like, okay, here's the situation, or maybe I want to note their names down to like warn people like what I'm doing now. Oh yeah, but I already hide their information. Yeah, but I think if someone asks me, have you met this guy before? What's the problem with this guy? I think I may share that information with them. Yeah. So as I mentioned at the beginning, the story of how we connect effectively, like in detail, is another long story that I can't cover in this presentation. So you may Google it or use LinkedIn Learning to figure out how. Yeah, but I would like to have some like message. I would like to share my thoughts about the things that I think that you may want to consider while using LinkedIn. So the first point, you don't have to feel guilty if you just ignore questions that make you uncomfortable, or teach these people a lesson politely. Yeah, like me did to the guy before. The second point, if you are running out of topics to talk to a new professional network, please Google how to start a conversation on LinkedIn. Don't start with such personal topics like my home country, my nationality, my family, my relationship. I don't want to share this personal information at work, like to someone new. Like, for example, instead of asking where someone's from, you may ask where they are based. You may receive the same like answer, but I mean, like, for example, I'm from Vietnam, and before coming to the UK, I worked in Vietnam. So when they ask where I'm based, like I will answer like I'm based in Vietnam, in Hanoi, like because I was working there for my whole life. So like when you ask like where they are based, the other ones would feel more comfortable because you care about the location that they're working at instead of their home country, their hometown, which is irrelevant in professional aspect. And the good thing about networking on LinkedIn, different from face-to-face networking event, is that you can spend a bit more time to Google of how to continue a conversation. So use it. Yeah. And point number 3, please be well prepared. Please only start reaching out when your profile is ready, like you get dressed before you go to work or a networking event. So I'm taking care of my profile well because I respect myself and the people who visit my profile. So it's informative. It provides readers with my detailed professional profile. That's why I feel kind of unhappy if someone that I don't know sends me a connection request with a sketchy profile. It's about give and take. It's a win-win situation. It's work. And then last but not least, please note that the maximum number of connections that you can have is 30,000 connections. And the maximum number of invitations you can send is 5,000 invitations. So it sounds a lot, right? But you will running out of your limitation before you know it if you don't consider carefully before you do something. And for whatever thing you do on LinkedIn, whatever you put on LinkedIn, ask yourself why you are on LinkedIn, what you want to achieve, what you want to show on LinkedIn, who can support you to achieve your goals. Think a bit broader, like don't just think that about the like some a bit too direct, too narrow. Think a bit like broader, think a bit like flexibly to find opportunities around you. So, okay. So it's the end of the presentation. The last two slides are references and articles I think might be useful for you. I'll leave 10 seconds for each of the slides before stopping the recording. Thank you for joining till the end. For now, I'm experimenting the LinkedIn Open Network strategy. So I'm open for nearly all requests. Only except for the kind of fishy account and the accounts that are too sketchy. And after experiencing how it changed my LinkedIn newsfeed, I will filter my network. I will apply the broad and narrow strategy to create a broad and purposeful network. Feel free to connect with me if you want. If you yeah, so okay, just it. I'm not making you wait any longer. Here are the two last slides. Here are the references, the useful resources that I use. So you can capture this slide. Yeah, at first I thought that I would only like paste the directly the URL, but they are too long and look a bit too complicated and a bit confusing. So I just put it here so you can Google the name and also the author's name. Yeah. Okay, I will move to the next slide. So these are the articles that I think you should read to strengthen your profile quality on LinkedIn. So 20 steps to a better LinkedIn profile in 2020, or 7 things to stop doing on LinkedIn immediately. Yes, immediately. Please stop. Or 24 LinkedIn rules you might be breaking. I'm kind of an obedient one that respect rules, but to be honest, I don't think that rules are applicable for all cases. We need a level of flexibility in all situations. So you may refer to this article. Yeah. And the last one is inviting or connecting with people on LinkedIn. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for spending time with me.